This is going to be Zul'Farrak as a Mistweaver Monk, picking up right where we left off from that Blackrock Depths Upper City run. Same group, get one new person, but the other three are the same as they were. This is not a dungeon guide. I'm not an expert at this game. This represents my personal experience with a random dungeon group. Not as random as usual, because I've kind of gotten to know three of these people. Three guildies playing together from that server. Those were the dungeons I was queuing for, apparently. Anyway, I've already done the quests here because I had an earlier run in this dungeon that just was super bad. There was a paladin tank who was going way too fast and not paying attention to like anything around. Then he dropped out close to the last boss after causing like 2 wipes in a row. Then we waited in queue for like 40 minutes for somebody else to show up. Then eventually one of the players who was there, I forget what they were playing. I think it was a Death Knight, changed to a tank spec, and we just got the dungeon done with the 3 or 4 of us, whoever was left. So, you know, the end of the dungeon was fine. The, whoa, that is some not insignificant party-wide damage. I think it's the, well, yeah, if it is the Blood Drinkers, because that's the only thing we're fighting. So Sand Fury, Blood Drinker, Dangerous. Oh, yeah! Monsters in here, well, they're not really monsters, you know. Enemies in here run away and can get the attention of their friends around, so that's a thing you gotta watch for. When their health gets low, they're gonna bring more trouble your way. Wow, yeah, like, compared to Blackrock Depths Upper City, so this place has a lot more group-wide damage going on. I have to actually work here. Like, there was just nothing happening in Blackrock Depths, but this place, ooh, I have a task. Yeah, at this point with Mistweaver, I'm not, like, all that confident in how to handle this kind of party-wide damage. I'm doing it okay, but I can tell I'm a little shaky with it still. It's not the Mistweaver's strength. Single target healing is. Like, I can dump my mana bar and keep somebody alive through just about anything. But if it's more than one somebody, then I'll have a little more trouble. And, you know, if my mana bar needs to last, I'll also have a little more trouble. But it's a fun class to play, even if it's not the most optimal healer of all. It's super fun. I love playing Mistweaver. It's great. I play this game for what's fun, not for what's optimal. What am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I should be doing stuff. Maybe I was waiting for Essence Font to come off cooldown? That was not the correct action. I should be doing other things while I'm waiting for that. Sometimes I freeze up just a little bit. I'm like, I want to do this thing. Wait, I can't do this thing. And like in the time it takes me to think about, okay, if I can't do that, what do I do? Then I can do the thing. I don't know. Again, I can't pay perfect attention 100% of the time. Nobody died. Nobody's health went down more than half. But, you know, if the situation were dicier, that could have been a problem. So who's the new one we got? That Blood Elf there at the bottom. It's a class with mana. Let me see if I can tell. It's a paladin. Okay. Pinkish bar in front of me. Bar went away because his health is full now. Alright, so we got a Retribution Paladin. We lost the Balance Druid, but still got the same Enhancement Shaman and Arcane Mage. And of course, the Guardian Druid. Using some mana. My mana bar is slowly depleting, just because of all this party-wide damage, mostly. Oops, I walked into that Sand Fury Witch Doctor. Yeah, this is one of those dungeons where people tend to, like, try and pick a straight line through it, which, you know, the paths branch off, there are enemies both sides. Unless you do a full clear of every room as you walk through, things walk around a lot. It's very easy to accidentally step into threat range of somebody and pull somebody extra into the fight. You gotta watch out for that. I could totally dispel that Shadow Word Pain that's on the Druid right now. It's not doing much though, so I guess I don't need to bother. Yeah, look at that mana bar. That's starting to get concerning. I should probably be looking for a time to sit down and drink in between some bouts of combat here. Oh yeah, okay, so roll over that it says sated. There's this like game bug that I've noticed when I roll over debuffs, magic debuffs that, you know, are showing me there that they can be dispelled by me. It often shows the tooltip for the wrong debuff, one that is not what I'm rolling over, because that was definitely Shadow Word Pain. The sated debuff is the one that I have over there with 2 minutes left on it. Cannot benefit from Bloodlust or other similar effects. That's not a magic effect, that's not something you can dispel, you just have to wait it out. And it's not really something you gotta worry about. But like, the skull icon, that's Shadow Word Pain, nothing else uses that icon as far as I am aware. So yes, sometimes I can't judge by the tooltip, I just have to go by the icon. In the target display, the thing just to the right of my own health bar and stuff, the correct thing shows up. But, you know, that task involves, you know, figuring that out. It involves, like, seeing the icon on the party frame, targeting that person, finding the matching icon in their buffs in the other display, rolling over it and reading its description. Apparently a lot of people use the raid party frames instead of the 5-person group ones that I have here. Raid frames are okay, I just don't really like the way they look. I may end up switching at some point, but I don't know. There are pros and cons. They do display my own buffs in a better way, like I can see exactly who has Renewing Mist and who needs it more clearly with those. I'm not sure what they do for debuffs, I haven't worked with them all that much. Anyway, these are fine, I get the job done. And I like the way they look better. They show the, you know, tank and damage dealer icons so I can tell what role everybody has. I don't think the raid frames do that, but maybe I'm wrong. I should turn them on for a dungeon and just see how it feels. Just to see. Mana bar has its ups and downs, but you know, it hasn't emptied yet, so I guess I don't have too much to worry about. So right, notice, we're riding my mana bar kinda, you know, the way we are here. Just think about, like, how much faster that one paladin the last time I was here must have gone. I mean, I was, like, out of mana for a lot of the time, and he paid, like, 0 attention to that. That's a long polymorph. Hey, I turned into a frog. And, oh, twice in a row, that's bad. So I'm probably about to, yeah, hitting my life cocoon button real hard. You could see it lighting up before I had unpolymorphed. Which ones of those do that? It's like Hexer or something? So yeah, I had my work cut out for me once I, you know, regained control of my character after the 12 seconds I was disabled. A lot can happen in 12 seconds. Also, right, I'm collecting Grizzly Trophies. That's a Dark Moon Fair thing, monthly event. There's a monthly quest to get killing blows on 250 enemies. It's a little hard to do that when you're in the dungeon as a healer. So I'm probably trying to, like, kill steal as much as possible here, you know, be the one to land the killing blow, because if I'm just in a party with somebody who kills the thing, it doesn't count. Like, I have to be the one to land the killing blow to get the trophy. It's a little easier to just do it solo questing, but, like, in a dungeon, you can do it. You just gotta land a lot of killing blows as a healer. My Huojin Pandaren favor is also increasing because I'm wearing Huojin Tabard. You can't see it because I have it hidden. Just like Helmet and Cloak, I prefer to have Tabard not shown. That's just a thing you can do for some factions to get some extra points toward them if you wear the appropriate gear. Got several reputation grinds going on right now. Trying to unlock allied races and stuff. This game has a lot of different interconnected leveling systems in it. So somebody, the Sandfury Shadow Hunters, I guess, were coming along for quite a while there. They had spotted somebody in the party who was trailing behind the bear. And were following us for a while, but they weren't doing much damage, so you just wait to pick them up until the next encounter that the tank's going toward. It's fine. But yeah, as a tank, it's kind of important to watch the party frames for, you know, red outlines. If somebody has a red outline and you don't know about it, then you need to figure out why that is. So yeah, like while a healer's job is to... you're all mounted up. Why? While a healer's job is to just make sure everybody stays alive and, you know, monitor the situation, get kind of a more distant view than the rest of the party. Tank's job is to tame the chaos of what's going on, you know, in addition to leading the group and deciding how to tackle everything. You just have this semi-chaotic situation happening all around you. You gotta keep an eye on a lot of things and just, like, do stuff about it. Damage dealers just kind of show up and get as big of numbers as they can while staying out of trouble, basically. I will eventually put up some footage of other dungeon rolls. I had none at this point, because this character has only ever visited a dungeon as a Mistweaver. Not too interested in Windwalker for some reason, and wasn't really ready to play as Brewmaster yet. Mentioned a couple of times I have a Fury Warrior who I was leveling alongside her. So yeah, Farron's just about caught up in level to my warrior by this point, because she was right around a little over 60, I think, when I came back to this game. So yeah, this was around the point where I started playing both characters. I kind of let her languish now, though, so I don't know. Just focused on getting this one character to max level and getting the reputation I need for allied races so I can create the other characters I really want to play. Because, you know, while I like Warrior, it's not my current priority, I guess, other than Monk, you know. Somebody clicked on a grave. Was it me? It might have been. Anyway, you can click on graves here to make Zul'Farrak zombies show up. You don't really want to. There's no real reason to. So just don't click those little mounds of dirt. Where are we going? Oh, we missed somebody. Yeah. Yeah, this dude over here. I forget his name. Thecka the Martyr. Just in the middle of all this stuff wandering around. This dungeon looks kind of complicated, but there's not that much to it once you get used to it. But it does kind of look intimidating when you first come to it, because there's kind of a lot going on. There was that weird little side path we took with the Basilisk Cave dude. There's this guy who's just wandering around. There was a split in the path where we took the right branch. You can take the left branch, but everybody seems to go right. But yeah, other than that one split in the path, it's relatively linear. Most dungeons are, you just have to understand them. Whoa, that fevered plague is doing quite a bit of damage. I need to dispel it. There, it went. Well, I can understand your words with my ears, but not with my eyes, because you're speaking in Zandali, a language that Pandaren do not speak. What's happening to this shaman? Oh, you found some trouble back there. I see. Was not with the rest of us. Whoops. Oh, he's caught up somehow. Okay. How did that happen? So he totally died. Oh wait, no, that's... Hang on. No, who's who here? So the shaman died, and then came back immediately. Okay, yeah, that is Darkspear Troll. Did the druid pop out a bear form to resurrect? Like, okay, so some classes resurrect spells work mid-combat. The druid I know is one of those. I don't know if the shaman has a way to just say, well, I died, but I don't want that to have happened, so I'm gonna resurrect myself. And you can only do that every so often. I think somebody can do that. Maybe it's the shaman. I don't know. I'm forgetting a lot of things about how things work. But yeah, a lot of the time I see people die, and then they're just immediately back with the group, like nothing had happened. And I'm not, off the top of my head, I don't know all the mechanics that allow that to happen. I know warlocks can put a soul stone on somebody, which, why didn't I dispel that? I clicked on the person who was hexed, but I did nothing about it. There went a Stoneskin Brew, so that makes me larger and grayer. So now I'm taking less damage. Ah, there's a hunter shooting at me. I think I might have been looking for a spot to... Yeah, I'm trying to get out of line of sight. That's not out of line of sight. Trying to bring it to my bear so that he'll take it off of me. It's only partially working. There we go. To be fair, I didn't pick the best hiding place. It was okay, but it could have been better. Everything's fine. Nobody died. Interesting, you're going this way first. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Oh hey, I used leg sweep. For some reason. This wasn't really a leg sweeping situation, but... Well, maybe it is, because the blood drinkers are the ones who do the big party-wide hits. I see a lot of flash heal casts. This paladin wants to also be a healer. So this room in particular was a super huge mess with the other group. Actually, how does it go with this one, I wonder? Are we gonna do it okay? Yeah, I think this will be fine. So there are a lot of hexers in this area, and I was ready for them because I had just sort of done the a much messier version of this gauntlet with the bad group. So I knew that, like, people getting turned into frogs was a thing to really watch out for here. So I was, like, on high alert for that frog icon. And it's not just the icon, your portrait changes to a frog too, so it's pretty obvious. I don't think we're in combat with anybody who does that at the moment. Oh, she's running off. There, you got her. That could have spelled trouble. Wait, Hydromancer Vilratha? Oh yeah, there is another. Okay, I thought this was just for Gazrilla. But you gotta take down Hydromancer Vilratha first. And again, she's just like some random troll among all the other trolls in here. I forgot she was even a thing. Anyway. So yeah, there's still like 3 or 4 more bosses left in here. Even though we're kind of at the end of the dungeon. This whole section we're in now is optional. Like, not every group who goes here does it. I like to do it, because I like to be thorough with the, you know, with the stuff. but not everybody does. Ring that gong, and a big Hydra is going to come out of the water. Maybe you don't have to take out Velrotha first. Maybe you can just go straight to this. Huh, that Hydra's not as big as I remembered. Almost normal size. I mean, it's still pretty big. Every boss in this game is way too large for some reason. Like I said, a lot of the time, you know, you're fighting something that, like, you can't possibly fit on the screen, so you just see its feet and legs. This one knocks you way up in the air. I should just, like, show the run that... I mean, I have the footage for it, but just... Oh, it was such a mess. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something with it. During that run, I got knocked up in the air by this Hydra and landed way up on top of one of the pillars up, like the archway on the way we came in. And then I was just healing from up there. I was totally safe. Yeah, so up in the air. Didn't happen this time because we fought in different spots. Then I got a whisper from another party member who's like, how did you get up there? Yeah, so like those things that the... Oh, I can skin that. On my left and right here, those pillars. I got up on top of those because I was kicked up by the Hydra, whatever that is. Alright, so we're kind of clearing out the area down here, because there's going to be some other stuff going on. You want this to be reasonably clear for what's coming up. Again, you know, looks weird and intimidating when you first see this dungeon, but it's not all that complicated. So the last boss is through a gate that's in this, this sort of clearing that we're standing in right now, but the gate is currently closed. It's going to stay that way until it gets blown up. The way you blow it up is to interact with something else in here. It starts a big gauntlet thing. And the gauntlet thing takes place down here, so you want this area to be clear. So you go up these stairs. Everybody mounts up for this short little trip. I decide not to. Just going to roll. Oh right, and there's an executioner up here. But it doesn't count as a boss, I guess. Has a spoken line of dialogue, though. So it's like a mini-boss. Alright, so you open the cages and rescue Sergeant Bly and his friends. Who are going to do some stuff. Okay, you can sort of see the gate in the distance if you know where to look. That wooden thing... Oh, it's gone.
Hey there. Be careful.
Don't have time to talk, have to think about these trolls. Right, so releasing these causes this to happen. Now, these aren't as scary as the rest of the stuff we've been fighting throughout the dungeon. You know, it looks real scary. Boy, this whole event was just such a mess in that other group. If you have good, strong area of effect attacks, yeah, I just gave the bear a life cocoon right away. If you know what to do here, you know, that's how it goes, just like everybody's dead already. If you don't know what to do, everybody wipes and it's a big mess. Oh, more up here. There are multiple waves. That's right, you don't have to go down here and fight at the bottom. You can wait for them to come up the stairs. That's what we used to do back in Classic, but not anymore. I had a stun I could use to interrupt that priest's heal, so that's what I did. Still showing sated for that debuff, whatever that is. Necrom Gut Chewer? Who was that? I guess maybe that was the boss during the first of those two waves. Then the Shadow Priest Says or whatever was the second. So now, Sergeant Bly, the dude we rescued, we get tired of him. He gets tired of us. So now we fight. Fortunately, the goblin, Weagle Blastfuse or whatever, who was with the group we rescued, bombs the door to the last boss before he leaves, so that's what actually gets you in there. That's why you have to do this whole event. Sergeant Bly is a protection warrior, or so it seems. I got the killing blow on him. Yeah, so door is open there. I didn't loot Shadow Priest, what's his name? Guess I didn't notice he was glowy. I think nowadays, if you kill a boss in a dungeon, and you forget to loot them, and they dropped a piece of gear for you, if you don't loot it, it gets sent to you in the mail, because I've gotten a bunch of messages from the postmaster saying, hey, we found this item that that we think belongs to you, and it has some piece of dungeon gear in it. So that's nice, but I think you can miss out on money and like other lesser drops if you do that. I think. Because like those postmaster messages don't come with money attached ever. Just the equipment. But at least you can't miss the important stuff, so that's nice. Yeah, that's some damage. I'm staying on it, but like if I wasn't, then it would have been more of a problem. Alright, final boss, finally. I have time to skin a few things. Now I don't anymore. Gotta pay attention. Really should have put Renewing Mist up before I did that. I want to skin these things. There we go. I found a moment.
The Sand Fury reigns
There.
supreme.
Distraction gone. I can actually participate in the battle now. Why is Life Cocoon on me? That must have been misfire.
Fury of the sand.
Wonder what I was aiming for. Yeah, pretty sure that was not intentional. Alright, there we go. Zul'Farrak. You don't see the achievement pop up because I've already done this dungeon, but I still get the stuff. The notification that, hey, as far as Dungeon Finder is concerned, you're done with this now. Okay, cool. And I think that's the end of my adventures with this group. Yep. Alright, see you for the next one.